Before this happened, I never considered myself a paranoid person. I didn't jump at shadows, I didn't double check locks, and I definitely didn't believe that danger could quietly live right beside you without making a sound. But that changed one winter. I had taken a few days off work, nothing special, just time to reset. I live alone, work from home, and my life follows a routine so predictable that days blur together. That routine is exactly why it took me so long to realize something was wrong. It started with a sound. Around 2:40 in the morning, I woke up on the couch with the TV still glowing softly. That's when I heard a dull thump from the back of the house. Not loud, not violent, just enough to register. I muted the TV and listened. Nothing. I told myself houses make noises, pipes shift, wood contracts in the cold. I checked the back door anyway. It was locked. Everything looked fine. I went to bed. The next morning, the back door handle felt loose, not broken, not hanging off, just wrong. Like it had been twisted harder than it should have been. I made a mental note to fix it later and went on with my day. That night, I went to the gym like I always do, late, around 11 p.m. I like it empty. When I got home after midnight, something immediately felt off. My porch light was off. I always leave it on. I stood in my car staring at the house, trying to remember if I had turned it off. After a few seconds, I convinced myself I must have. Inside, I walked through every room, something I had never done before. Everything seemed normal until Thursday morning. I woke up to my alarm and noticed my phone was almost dead, 12% battery. I always charge it overnight. The cable was still plugged into my phone, but not into the outlet. That's when the uneasiness started to settle in. I tried to explain it away. Maybe I knocked it loose while half asleep, but the phone was still neatly on the nightstand. That explanation didn't really make sense. That night, I didn't turn the TV on. I sat in silence, listening. Around 3 a.m., I heard slow, heavy thumps coming from the back of the house. Not random noises, footsteps. They stopped when I held my breath. After a while, I told myself it had to be outside, neighbors, animals, anything. The next day, I found muddy shoe prints near the back door. They weren't clear, like someone had tried to wipe them away. That's when my stomach dropped. I checked the lock again and noticed faint scratch marks around it. I called the locksmith that afternoon and had the lock replaced. I didn't mention the footprints. That night, I shoved a chair under the back door handle and locked my bedroom door. I woke up just before 4 a.m. to something tapping lightly on my bedroom door. Not knocking, tapping. Like fingertips testing the wood. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. After what felt like forever, it stopped. Soft footsteps moved away. In the morning, the chair was still under the back door, but the door itself was unlocked. The new lock wasn't damaged. It had simply been turned. That's when reality hit me. Someone had been inside my house. I called the police. They searched the place and told me there was no sign of forced entry. They suggested I might have unlocked it myself. I knew I hadn't. That night, I stayed awake with all the lights on. Around 2 a.m., I noticed the basement door was cracked open. I stared down into the darkness and saw a shape at the bottom of the stairs. Someone was standing there. I slammed the door shut and ran to my car, calling 911 again. This time, they found him, barefoot, silent, living in my basement. Days later, while scrolling through my phone, I found a picture I never remembered taking. It was me, asleep in my bed, taken at 3:11 a.m. That was the moment I understood something terrifying. Some dangers don't break in violently. They wait, they watch, they learn your routine. And once they do, you're never really alone again.